In the heart of Africa, a timeless drama unfolds, governed by the sky and the earth. Here, under a sun that burns with an ancient, unrelenting fire, the land itself holds its breath. This is the dry season, a period of profound trial when the vibrant pulse of the savanna slows to a desperate rhythmic beat. Life, in all its magnificent forms, is stripped down to its most fundamental essence. A battle of endurance against the elements. The air, thick with shimmering heat, offers no relief. The horizon wavers, a mirage of a cooler world that does not exist. Every sunrise bleeds across the sky, not as a promise of a new day, but as a reminder of the ordeal to come. The architect of this struggle is the absence of one vital element: water. It is the currency of life, the ghost that haunts every creature's waking thoughts. What were once thunderous rivers have dwindled to mere whispers, sandy arteries that trace the memory of abundance. Ponds and waterholes, the bustling epicenters of savanna society, have evaporated, leaving behind cracked, barren hollows. With each passing day, the search for this precious liquid grows more desperate, forcing a great pilgrimage across the plains. The essence of survival is no longer a given. It is a prize to be sought, to be fought for, and to be cherished. For those who call this sprawling, unforgiving wilderness home, the season of thirst has arrived. From the colossal elephant to the smallest finch, every being feels the tightening grip of drought. Old rivalries are set aside, ancient territories are abandoned, and a truce, unspoken yet universally understood, settles over the plains. The predators and the prey, bound by a shared desperate need, often find themselves walking the same weary paths. This is a time that tests the limits of strength, the bonds of family, and the resilience of instinct. Yet, in this crucible of hardship, something remarkable is forged. It is a season not only of thirst, but also of profound instinctual unity. A time when the collective will to survive becomes the most powerful force on the savanna. The sun beats down, a relentless hammer on the anvil of the parched earth. For weeks, no rain has fallen. The once lush savanna has withered to a brittle golden expanse, the ground cracked and thirsty. In the shimmering heat, a silent understanding passes through the elephant herd. It is a language of shared hardship, of survival etched into their very bones. At their head walks the matriarch, her skin a roadmap of seasons past, her eyes holding the wisdom of generations. She carries the weight of their future, a burden heavier than any drought. Her memory, a vast and ancient library, holds the key. She remembers stories passed down from her mother and her mother's mother before her, tales of a sanctuary, a place of impossible green in the heart of desolation. Gap. The matriarch remembers. Beyond the horizon lies the great basin, a hidden spring that may still flow. It is a whisper of hope, a gamble against the unforgiving sky. With a low, resonant call that travels for miles, she announces her decision. It is a summons, an invitation to a pilgrimage born of desperation. The journey will be perilous, a test of endurance for the old, the young, and the weary. But to stay is to surrender to the slow, silent creep of thirst. To move is to choose life. And they are not alone. The matriarch's call is understood by more than just her own kind. From the sparse acacia woodlands and the dusty plains, others emerge. The zebra, their patterns a dizzying dance in the heat haze, fall into step. The wildebeest, ever restless, sense the shift in the wind and join the great march. An unspoken truce settles over the gathering. Once rivals for food, they now share the same goal, to find the water that binds all life. This is no longer a herd, but an ark of the living, a river of flesh and bone flowing across the cracked land. Each footfall raises a puff of dust, a prayer to the empty heavens. They move as one body, driven by one instinct, united by one desperate hope. The matriarch leads them onward, her gaze fixed on the distant horizon, chasing the ghost of a memory, the promise of water. But no struggle goes unnoticed. The lions watch, their thirst for water rivaled only by their hunger. In the darkness, balance teeters between life and death, viewer discretion advised. Under moonlit silence, lions break from shadow. The zebra staggers, surrounded. In a blur of claws and teeth, the pride brings it down. The savanna feeds in darkness, life taken so other lives endure. The herd stands united, their strength is in their bond. Days pass, the sun burns hotter, yet they march on, bound by the will to survive. Each plays a part, the watchful, the wise, the patient, all moving toward a dream of water. The sun, a merciless eye in a bleached white sky, has overseen their pilgrimage for weeks. Each step has been a negotiation with death, a whisper of defiance against the encroaching silence of the plains. Now, the long march reaches its terminus. At last, they stand at the edge of what once was the River Mashal, now a grave of dust and memories. The name itself, a relic of a greener time, feels like a cruel joke whispered on the hot, unforgiving wind. This is not a river. It is a scar, a vast serpentine wound carved into the heart of the earth, baked and shattered into a mosaic of cracked mud. The bones of those who came before, antelope and warthog, lie scattered like forgotten relics, a stark testament to the river's betrayal. For the younger elephants, who have known only this relentless drought, this is the end of the line. Their spirits, already worn thin, begin to fray completely. Low, mournful rumbles ripple through the herd, a symphony of despair. They mill about, their great heads hanging low, the hope that drove them this far evaporating like the last morning's dew. But the matriarch does not see a graveyard. She sees a puzzle. She stands apart, a monolith of wrinkled grey hide, her gaze sweeping not over the desolate surface, but through it. Her memory is a deep well, drawing upon generations of knowledge passed down not in words, but in instinct, in the tremor of the earth, in the scent of the air before a storm. She remembers her own mother and her mother's mother, digging in this very spot during a drought that history has long forgotten. She remembers the ways of her ancestors. While the others see only baked clay and despair, she feels a subtle shift in the world beneath her feet. It is a vibration, a faint coolness, a ghost of moisture that speaks to her in a language older than thirst. Beneath the earth she senses water. It is a promise, faint but insistent, a secret held captive by the parched land. Her decision is made. With a deep, resonant call that cuts through the herd's lament, she drives her powerful tusks into the compacted earth. The ground is as hard as stone, resisting her effort. Dust flies, coating her in a fine, pale powder. She works with a primal, focused energy, her massive forefeet joining the assault, kicking away loosened soil. At first, the others watch, their exhaustion making them spectators to what seems a futile act of madness. But her conviction is a magnetic force. A young bull, then another female, tentatively approaches. They watch her, their ears fanned, sensing the shift from despair to determination. Her tireless effort is not just a search for water, it is a lesson in faith, a demonstration that memory is the most powerful tool for survival. She is not just digging a hole, she is excavating hope from the depths of oblivion. Then, a change. The dust gives way to something darker, heavier. A patch of soil deep in the growing crater darkens from tan to brown, then to a rich, damp black. A collective gasp seems to pass through the herd. The matriarch pauses, her trunk hovering over the spot, and a single, perfect bubble of air breaks the surface of the mud. It is the earth itself, taking a breath. A low rumble of excitement begins, growing into a chorus of triumphant trumpets that shatters the afternoon stillness. From dust, life emerges again. The matriarch steps back, her duty done, and allows the desperate calves to rush forward, their small trunks plunging into the muddy salvation. This is more than a drink. It is a sacrament. The water, thick with silt, is the taste of survival, the feeling of a future. One creature's memory becomes every creature's salvation. And as if the Savanna itself was listening, the sky finally answers their prayers. Life, once again, flows through the veins of the land. In Africa's heart, survival is not strength alone. It is connection, memory, and unity. This is the spirit of the Savanna, where unity means survival, and survival means life. If this moved you, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more wildlife stories.